Good morning, evening, or night, wherever you are. Welcome to WHAM today. Take a deep breath, clear your mind, and let's drift through the whispers of today's world, one quiet thought at a time. As we wrap up Sunday, 20th July, 2025, let's see what stories are unfolding around us. Australia is strengthening its defense posture and international security commitments with significant actions. The country hosted Talisman Sabre 25, its largest military war games to date. During this exercise, the U.S. Army conducted the inaugural mid-range capability SM-6 live fire from a Typhoon system stationed in Australia. U.S. and Australian C-17s played a vital role in multinational joint force entry. The exercise is designed to deter conflict. Australia also oversaw the first live SM-6 firing at a target ship outside U.S. territory. In addition, Australia is donating $245 to Ukraine. The AUKUS agreement is seen by Australia as a means to achieve self-sufficiency in safeguarding its maritime interests. Turning to New Zealand, the nation demonstrated its N-90 helicopter capabilities in an Australian military exercise. The United States is setting up a specialized Top Gun school for attack drones, specifically tailored for the Ukraine conflict, aiming for American drone dominance. Former President Donald Trump indicated he would support aid to Ukraine if Europe matches the financial commitment, while also hinting at severe penalties for Russia if he wins the upcoming election. Turning to the United Kingdom, its carrier strike group, incorporating us aircraft carriers, is taking part in Australia's largest military exercise, displaying significant naval power. The Australian naval vessel Sydney has joined the UK carrier strike group in its home waters. The UK and France have formalised an agreement to jointly procure new Storm Shadow missiles. In legal developments, 4 pro-Palestinian activists are set to stand trial in 2027. Accused of trespassing at a UK military base. Moreover, a contingent from the Pakistan Air Force, PAF, is expected to participate in the Royal International Air Tattoo riot in 2025. Meanwhile, Ukraine has received its initial delivery of M1A1 Abrams tanks from Australia, enhancing its defense capability. Reinforcing this support, the Pentagon is also establishing a specialized Top Gun school focused on Ukraine-specific attack drone tactics. The United States, along with Japan and South Korea, has been increasing the intensity of joint military exercises in the Pacific. These exercises featured a trilateral flight involving all 3 nations. Joint air drills included a U.S. Air Force B-52A bomber, escorted by Japanese and South Korean fighter jets, demonstrating close coordination. Further bolstering military capabilities, the advanced US F-15X fighter aircraft arrived in Japan for its first deployment. This aircraft will be used for training as Kadena Air Base prepares to receive new jets. Turning to Japan, the nation's defense white paper reveals growing concern over China's increased gray zone activities. This reflects Japan's heightened vigilance regarding evolving regional security challenges and their potential impact on national interests. China is facing increased scrutiny from the European Union over trade imbalances, leading to a relocated and shortened EU-China summit in Beijing. Trade tensions are escalating as the EU aims to tackle what it views as unfair trade practices, contributing to a significant €400 billion trade deficit. Meanwhile, a Defense of Japan report highlights a shifting military balance in the Pacific, favoring China. The International Institute for Strategic Studies reports that China is also expanding its dual-use space sector on a global scale. This expansion coincides with the country's ongoing efforts to enhance its military power projection capabilities throughout the Pacific region. Russia's economy has shown resilience despite Western sanctions. The United States under President Trump has expressed disappointment with Moscow, threatening secondary sanctions. Russia is reviving production of the Soviet-era Tu-160 swing-wing bombers. This decision reflects the country's constraints in manufacturing modern stealth bombers. A Russian Air Force jet landed in North Korea a day after Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov's departure. This event hints at continued diplomatic and potential military collaboration. Germany's green steel ambitions have suffered a setback as ArcelorMittal halted its transition plans, despite substantial subsidy offers, raising questions about the nation's commitment to sustainable steel production. Simultaneously, Germany's broader energy transition is hampered by inadequate power transmission infrastructure, particularly the lack of sufficient lines linking the wind energy-abundant north to the industrial powerhouses in the south, creating a major distribution bottleneck. Philippines' strengthened alliance with the United States is evident through increased security cooperation, including plans for the U.S. to build a Philippine fast boat base strategically located near South China Sea flashpoints. Joint military exercises, such as the Maritime Cooperative Activity and Cope Thunder, further solidify this partnership. Notably, Cope Thunder marked the first instance of U.S. Air Force F-35s operating from the Philippines. Despite this collaboration, tensions persist, underscored by the Philippines' recent interception of a Chinese surveillance vessel within contested maritime areas. South Korea's role in Indo-Pacific maritime security is increasingly vital, highlighted by the U.S. Indo-Pacific Commander's participation in trilateral chiefs of defense discussions there. The nation's next-generation jet development continues through rigorous testing. The new South Korean president is also actively involved in war planning with the United States and Japan, demonstrating a dedication to defense and strong alliances. Israel has intensified its military actions with recent airstrikes in Gaza and Syria, escalating regional tensions. These strikes extended into the Syrian capital, occurring despite reported pressure from the United States urging de-escalation. Furthermore, deliberations are supposedly being held concerning the possibility of Israel launching attacks against Iranian nuclear facilities, potentially with the backing of the U.S. Australia is hosting Singapore's military and US intelligence aircraft for the first time as part of Exercise Talisman Sabre. Separately, Exercise Keris Strike 25, involving forces from the United States, Malaysia, and Australia, has also begun. Due to ongoing border tensions with Thailand, Cambodia will institute mandatory military conscription starting in 2026. Colombia showcased regional partnership and air power capabilities at FAIR 2025 through FSAP. Furthermore, Colombia is escalating its efforts against drug gangs through the deployment of armed drones. Estonia has achieved full digitization of its government services, including divorce applications, solidifying its position as a digital leader in Europe, a stark contrast to Germany's slower digital advancement. Nigeria and Ethiopia are partnering to develop indigenous UAVs, fostering technological collaboration between the two nations. France's strong military sector presents a significant opportunity to enhance Europe's defense autonomy, despite existing challenges. India's Maratha military landscapes have been officially added to the UNESCO World Heritage List. An air safety workshop has yielded positive outcomes for Indonesia, enhancing its aviation safety standards. Amid heightened tensions involving the U.S. and Israel, Iran is advocating for the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SACO, to play a central role in countering state terrorism and other threats, underscoring China's currently limited engagement. Myanmar's Air Force has carried out bombing raids on resistance positions located near the border with Thailand. Nigeria, in collaboration with Ethiopia, is focusing on the development of indigenous UAVs. Pakistan is providing training and technical assistance to South Africa's Air Force. Pakistan's JF-17 fighter jets, displaying unique liveries, were prominently featured at Riot 2025. Singapore's military and US intelligence-gathering aircraft are participating in exercise Talisman Sabre in Australia for the first time. To mark 60 years of bilateral relations, the Singapore and Thailand Air Forces have jointly created a special aircraft tail flash. South Africa's Air Force is receiving training and technical support from Pakistan. The Singapore and Thailand Air Forces have jointly unveiled a special aircraft tail flash to celebrate 60 years of bilateral relations. Thailand also faces border security concerns related to Cambodia. Timor-Leste's Timor Tales has published a discussion commemorating the 25th anniversary of the Interfet mission. And that's a wrap for today's news, because even headlines need a nap. Stay curious, stay kind, and let the noise fade as you find your quiet. Take care, stay awesome, and I'll see you next time on WHAM today.